Florida. There's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. The excitement brewing here in South Florida. As a moment ago, the Dolphins starters were introduced to this home crowd. They're fired up as well as they get set to match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, and Charles, kickoff moments away. Quickly, what are you watching in this one?
The offensive line for both teams, because both teams have a terrific pass rush. They've got to keep their passers upright. If they have a chance to do that, they can both thrive on offense and move the ball downfield.
Two teams on opposite ends of the Sunshine State. The Jags and Dolphins are underway. The return will come from Sonoris Perry. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. They will be led out by their seventh-year quarterback from Texas A&M, Ryan Tannehill.
Unfortunate for Ryan Tannehill, as the improvement was starting to develop in the NFL. 2 knee injuries in the last 2 seasons. The second one cost him all of 2017. Right now, if you watch the Dolphins, you believe as Ryan Tannehill goes, so do the Dolphins.
On 1st and 10, Tannehill. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. Time to feature the offensive starters, and our first chance to get a look at Parker.
Devontae Parker came out of Louisville with a guy who was known as a mature receiver. Runs routes really well, but the best part of his game, he'll jump over you at the end of a route and go get the football.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Back to throw, Tannehill. Got a man open, that's Devontae Parker, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Tannehill with a hook up to Parker for the Dolphin first.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A first carry for Kenyon Drake. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. And we take you through the starting defense for Jacksonville.
I want to highlight Telvin Smith, only the 3rd linebacker in Jacksonville Jaguar history to make a Pro Bowl, but not for that reason. When he came out of Florida State with his build, many were projecting him as a safety in the NFL, around 215 pounds. He's got a little bit bigger, but his ability to run and hit and make plays has made him one of the most valuable linebackers in the NFL. They made the right choice leaving him at that spot.
To throw on 2nd down is Tannehill. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Yannick Ngakoue in there to bury him for a loss of 11. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
So after the sack of Tannehill, the Dolphins come up here on a 3rd and long. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. Fourth down now.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On fourth down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. Fielded at the 20. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the former USC Trojan. It's Cody Kessler.
When Cody Kessler was drafted, many people thought it was a surprise that he went in the third round. They thought he would go later. But when he came out, the man who selected him told the rest of the world, trust me, this guy can play.
They go play action here on first down. And his first look is incomplete. The tight end, Blake Bell, the intended receiver. And it's second down. And now a look at the offense for Jacksonville.
Leonard Fournette commands a lot of attention, not just because he was the first 1,000-yard running back for Jacksonville since Maurice Jones-Drew in 2011. It's because of his ability to hit the hole fast, to knock people over when he's carrying the football, and to run away from people when he gets to the open field. He actually has changed the identity of the Jacksonville offense. I'm looking forward to watching him for years to come.
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on second and 10.
All right, here we go.
There's Leonard Fournette, 1,000-yard rusher from a year ago. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. Tackle made there by Kiko Alonso. And let's run through the Dolphins defense.
When Kiko Alonso first made it to the NFL, all I could think about was remembering him playing in college. And there's a wildness to him. There was also a control as well. Always around the football. And when he arrived, you knew that he was there. And then he'd fool you at times, too, because he'd pick off a pass and return it for a touchdown. You say, where did all that speed come from? I thought he was a total package coming out of Oregon.
Throwing is Kessler on third down. He's going to air one out. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll be marked down deep on Miami's side of the field. A big play that time for Jacksonville. 58 yards.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Here we go.
Fournette, a first down carry. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. They were in the 4-3. Mike linebacker made a great tackle.
And when that happens, generally it means that the guys up front, the forward down defensive linemen, have absorbed all the blockers and allowed him to run free to the football. He ends up with a textbook tackle.
Here we go now. Blue line.
On second down, here's Kessler. The open man is Westbrook. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6.
Here we go. Green, 39.
Shotgun snap, Kessler. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. On now is Kai Forbath to try the field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Forbath will put this one through, and the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. You know, CD, the Miami Dolphins, if there was an award for the most difficult team to figure out this year, it might have to go to Miami. Now, look, you go into week 16 and 17, it's still an outside shot to make the playoffs. The Miami miracle they had, but that was followed by the dismantling in Minnesota. It has been a tough team to figure out, has it not?
It certainly has, and they had their opportunities. Remember earlier in the season when they went to New England to play, they were undefeated at that point, got jumped on, and it led to a 2-6 stretch in the middle of the season that likely will be their downfall, and that's what they'll look at if they don't make the playoffs.
And they've been Jekyll and Hyde. At home, they've been really good, and on the road, they've been really bad. Now the rookie from Arizona State, it's Kalen Ballage. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Up from the secondary to make the tackle, Jalen Ramsey. Well, they know how to protect the pass, but sometimes cornerbacks, they can also stop the run, can't they?
Is that what we call a complete corner? Yeah, because we're so used to these guys just being defenders in the pass game. How about the guys who can come up and make the tackles? That's what we just saw there for no gain, too.
Here's Tannehill now on 2nd down. And throw right side complete to Parker. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
I know we just saw a nice throw and catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Out of the gun, Tannehill. And that is incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. Jacksonville readies for their next offensive snap. Looking back to what they did this year, Charles, it just was a struggle. It has been a struggle all year, way below 500. And this coming off the season where they were so close to going to the Super Bowl, and everybody thought this year was going to be very similar, if not better.
Yeah, they're really one controversial call away, weren't they, from last year going to the Super Bowl. So we all thought that when their win over New England early in the season, they truly had turned that corner and were going to be one of the teams to beat. But they didn't get good play from their quarterback, Blake Bortles. The defense was really up and down all year. They would give you a game where they looked like world beaters, and the next time wouldn't play well at all. Too many inconsistencies, and it's really hard to put a finger on where it all went wrong because this is a team that's too talented to have the record that they've had in 2018. And that run, that changes the whole mentality about the drive right there. They were starting on their own 2-yard line. They just wanted enough space to punt the football successfully. Now they're talking about putting together a drive.
Now let's go. Boo, Landy. Boo, Landy.
Now a first carry for T.J. Yeldon. And he's going to be taken down here at about the 10. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. They'll try and run forward with Fournette. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10.
Here we go now.
They keep it with Fournette on first down. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard.
Here we go now. Boom, landed.
On 2nd down, here's Yeldon. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. To throw is Kessler. And he's going to be hit and driven into the turf. Robert Quinn in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down.
Probably a little bit of a surprise call there on 3rd and inches that they decided to throw the football. And how difficult is that for an offensive line when they look up and see all those extra bodies coming at them?
Tons of bodies coming in. They get a huge sack there. And the Jaguars send out their punter. Back deep, Danny Amendola. They'll look to set up his blockers. A good return there, 17 yards. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Tannehill and the Dolphins break the huddle. Come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line.
Good. 30.
They'll start with a give here to Balazs. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
30.
On 2nd down, it's Drake. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Now it's Tannehill, and it's caught by Parker. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins 1st down. Now Balazs, and that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, add that play to his resume reel because he went to the Pro Bowl last year. That's how you go to the Pro Bowl. You make plays like that, big-time penetration, and throw people for losses.
Drake off the give from Tannehill. Able to corral him right at the midfield stripe following the sparkling display of footwork. Deshaun Gibson there on the tackle. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this 1st quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
30!
From the 50, it's Tannehill. And this is going to be incomplete. Here's Matt Hawk now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And he's getting a workout here in this 1st quarter as he gets it away. And now out come the Jags. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Now a play fake here on 1st down. That is incomplete. He was looking for James O'Shaughnessy as tight end. And now it's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Kessler. Wide open receiver complete. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run because we envision them in offenses, catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon.
Offense. Still first down.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
All right, here we go.
Play action. Kessler. And the reception made by Dante Moncrief. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Couple of nice plays for Jacksonville. Another first down there. This quarterback now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Green,
A handoff to Fournette. He juked him. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. So just a lone field goal in this first quarter of play. 3-0 is our score, and we'll be back to South Florida after this. Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd down and 5 here to start things out. Fournette on the counter. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. The tackle by Robert Quinn. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Here's a give to Fournette, and he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4, and it'll be 4th down.
I wonder if they just kind of outguessed themselves a little bit trying to run it on 3rd down. Probably should have gone to the air to try and pick it up. Instead, the punting unit will have to run on the field.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. And out come the Dolphins now. So far they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
Tannehill and the Dolphins break the huddle. Come up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. To throw is Tannehill. Throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Off play action, Tannehill. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On first down, Drake. And past the 30 down to about the 27. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Doesn't matter who you're rooting for in this game. The effort of the man with the football, getting away from one and trying to turn forward and get some yardage, I really liked what he did there.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Tannehill hands to Drake. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Balaj. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
First foray into the red zone for Miami. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. They'll try the air now with Tannehill. His pass caught at the 4. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Nick O'Leary, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins are in for 6.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed. Way harder to cover than before.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. Sanders now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up, but you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over,
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover, and wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
All right, here we go. Boom, landing.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Play action. Kessler. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Oh, free safety blitz. That can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
Working from the gun. Kessler looking for Moncrief, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kiko Alonso. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. It's a quick turnaround for them after the turnover, but the way they moved it on their last drive, they're probably eager to get right back at it.
And you know me and you know my tendencies in this situation. What do I want right now?
Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. Take your shot right here.
For Drake. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill looks for Parker, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. Parker unable to get that one.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
The Jags and Leonard Fournette making their way onto the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. The defensive end, Cameron Wake, brings him down.
Cameron Wake makes plays like that look simple because I think he plays with excellent leverage. Really does a nice job of being lower than the offensive guys trying to block him, and gets underneath them and goes up and down the line of scrimmage to make those types of plays.
And kept him to a short run play there. On second down, here's Fournette. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. First down, Kessler. His throw incomplete. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. They'll run it now out of the gun. Down right around the 25. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
Let's go! Green 39!
Out of the gun, Kessler. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
All right, here we go.
Into the red zone now. It's Kessler. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Hurry up, here we go.
They go back to the ground now with Fournette. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running, 3rd down.
Here we go now. Green 39.
Now whistles
Green,
here,
39.
and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved.
False start, offense.
Well, it's a 3rd and somewhat manageable now, not so manageable.
Exactly,
Still
because you had a
down.
play call on that you felt like, hey, this could go quick, and it doesn't take much to get it done. Now, you got to start thinking about a little bit of a deeper route type of a call, especially if you want to throw it.
After the false start, sets up a 3rd and 9.
Here we go now. Green 39.
Here's Kessler. Looking for Moncrief, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby McCain. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Tannehill and the Dolphins break the huddle. Come up 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. Drake will start the drive on the ground. And space opens a bit as he gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
Good. Good 80.
On 2nd down, here's Tannehill. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do. And it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He had told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
On 1st and 10, Tannehill. And he finds Danny Amendola. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Nothing flashy there. The slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play. And you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch. And then he's able to absorb the contact and complete it.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Miami after this. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. To throw on second down is Tannehill. He almost had it. The big D lineman nearly had an interception. Instead, it falls down incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. The Dolphins on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Again, Tannehill. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
At first glance, I thought he just used his size in order to win the route. But he also had a little subtle move in there as well. Made the defender think he was going one direction and was able to track the ball in another.
2 first downs have him up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. Draw play. Tannehill gives to Drake. And the ball is knocked out. And the Jags grab it. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I was
going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Kessler looks to throw on second down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. The Jaguars on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and forever.
Set! Green 39! Green 39!
Now Leonard Fournette. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. And the Jaguars send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And now let's talk about Kenyon Drake. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
Now a first down throw, Tannehill. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. They'll fake it. Now Tannehill. And he's got his man on the out route. A Miami first down. That one going for a gain of 11.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. Tannehill now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Tannehill. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. Kenny Stills, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
That one didn't quite make it to the target, but that's not always a function of the strength of the arm of the quarterback, is it? Sometimes there's just too much pressure there. In any case, the ball doesn't arrive.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. They run it with Balaj. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. On the give, this is Drake. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. Here's Matt Hawk now. He's been terrific so far. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now, this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Boom.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So the two teams will head to the locker rooms here in Miami with the Dolphins on top. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one has been a hard-hitting affair to this point, and you gotta expect we'll see more of the same in the second half. And to bring the action your way, let's get it right back out to Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Cody Kessler trotting back onto the field. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. Looking to throw on first is Kessler. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. On the run, it's Fournette. And he'll be taken down right around the 27. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
I think we can safely say that those types of players are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This will be 3rd and 5.
Now let's go. 3-19.
From the gun, it's Kessler. And that is incomplete.
Well, sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This is taken at the 23. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Yeah, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Tannehill and the Dolphins break the huddle. Come up 1st and 10 at their own 27. Tannehill. And throw right side complete to Parker. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Running, it's Drake. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Normally, that's not the down and distance that you call a draw play. You're usually wanting to wait to 2nd or 3rd down with a definite passing situation before that play is dialed up.
Here's Tannehill now on 2nd down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw, Tannehill. And Amendola with a catch. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another 1st down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. It's complete to Parker, left side. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. From the red zone now, Tannehill. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes the most effective routes are the ones that you run in the backyard. You probably ran them when you were 5 years old. How about a little curl there against zone? But the key to it is finding the open spots in the zone. How a linebacker or a defensive back will widen to give you space. Find that area and let your quarterback hit you.
Tannehill throwing again. He goes underneath to Drake. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. They give him 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal. On 1st and goal, Drake. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Here's a run with Balaj, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? A shotgun snap for Tannehill. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
And right now I take my rudimentary kindergarten skills and draw where the tackle box would be, because that was close. I thought he was in the tackle box. He has to be very careful where he gets rid of the football from that spot.
Yeah, they say there was a receiver in the area, though.
Yeah. There's always a receiver in the area.
The kick by Sanders is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Trying to get the run game going. This is Fournette. And he's got room. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Dance class, anyone? Did you see the steps between the quarterback and the running back on that counter play?
That's what you need for a good counter.
You have to have it because you're setting up your blocking. There's a timing element as well, but they have to marry up their steps. Otherwise, that timing gets thrown out the window.
Timing was great there and a big run. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He sets to fire deep. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Jaguars. Dante Moncrief. 54 yards. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up. And that time he came out of the slot for that big play downfield for the score.
I think what we just saw there, partner, was what we call scheming a guy open. Put him in the slot, know that he has tremendous speed. What you're doing with your other receivers is likely running shorter routes to draw the attention closer to the line of scrimmage, to give him a chance to get downfield and turn it into a one-on-one route, often against the safety. You like your odds when he's running against the safety. His speed usually wins, and it did on that play.
Kai Forbath on for the extra point. A little surprising they wouldn't go for two, but this is up and good. And we are even at 10 apiece. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy two-play drive that time. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. Perry, the return. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe
that.
Bashed it.
Super toe.
They'll start the drive with Drake. Space to maneuver at the 40. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
And that's how you run the football and run it successfully. Big-time chunk of yardage picked up, but why? Offensive lineman won at the point of attack. Their leverage way better than the defenders. The low man wins when you're getting underneath and trying to move people. And that's exactly what happened on that play. The offensive line moved the defensive front, created space, and the end result, a fantastic run.
Play action. It's Tannehill. Going up top. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. A big play there for the Dolphins. And even 40 yards.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Tannehill. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Well, they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
A field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on third down. On 3rd and short, Drake. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. They stopped short. Down at the 1. Had the great move, but couldn't get it all the way home. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Out of the gun, Tannehill. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins have taken the lead. They took it all the way to the 1, but in the end, opt for 3.
Just doesn't sound right, does it? If you get all the way down to the 1-yard line, isn't that supposed to be a play in the end zone that culminates in a touchdown for your team?
And per usual, it felt like the guys on the sideline wanted to go ahead and go for it.
Of course they did, but of course head coach, it defers back to him, and he made the decision, let's get 3 out of this, make sure we get some points.
After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
It's Kessler. Looking deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 26. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 49 yards. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. 3-19! 3-19!
Throwing now, Kessler on 1st down. He'll get this over to Westbrook. It's complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 1st down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. This is Fournette, and he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
When I see Cameron Wake make plays like that, I can't help but shake my head sometimes. He had to go to Canada first before he came back to the NFL, where he's now an all-pro.
Yeah, undrafted out of Penn State, but look at him now.
And just think about all the pass-rushing moves he has, his ability to play against the run. Remember, he was a combo outside linebacker, defensive end. Now he's just simply one of the best in the NFL.
Kessler wants to throw, and they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 14.
Set, B-19.
Out of the gun, Kessler. Unable to corral him. He fights through. And it's caught. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on 3rd down, and he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a 1st down.
Broke the 1 tackle, but couldn't spring himself free. And Forbath will put this one through, and that's going to tie us at 13. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Perry, the return. Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Here comes Ryan Tannehill now, leading his offense back out there. How do you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was pretty good in the 1st half, been good so far here in the 3rd quarter. He's got to like it, right?
Not looking for the dramatics here. Not trying to set the world on fire in terms of stats. It's almost like you're driving. Hands at 10 and 2, alert for anything out there, watching for trouble on the road, and making sure you get the team home.
The bus driver. See if he can drive the bus here again on this drive. On 1st down, it's Tannehill. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. They'll run with Drake. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. DJ Hayden, the corner, in on the tackle.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Tannehill now to throw. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Parker. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. That'll put him at 95 receiving yards now as he's got a 1st down.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Tannehill on 1st down. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Yannick Ngakoue in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now Tannehill. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Devontae Parker, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Tannehill. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. This will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Let's go. Green, 39.
On 1st and 10, here's Kessler. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.